When Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away, Trump was actually speaking at a rally in Minnesota, but none of his aides informed him about her passing, and here's why. The decision not to tell Trump about the justice's passing was a conscious one made by aides who were afraid of how the crowd would react to the news. If he announced the death of the liberal justice from the lectern, they feared the crowd would cheer. Some in the crowd shouted the news of Ginsburg's passing in an effort to inform the president, but Trump was unable to hear them. So, I mean, they know. They know. That's all I have to say. I mean, yeah. But what I'm actually kind of surprised about is Trump supporters cheer on some of the most disgusting rhetoric imaginable. And I think everyone knows what Trump supporters are like. Everyone knows that Trump supporters would clap. Like, I'm actually surprised the aides like tried to protect them in this case, like let's not give them the news. We don't want them to embarrass themselves like they typically do.
Yeah. I mean, maybe we can differentiate a little bit Trump rally goers as opposed to like, I think there are certainly levels to this, but yeah, they get what the movement is. They know what these people are like and what they want. They would have cheered at bare minimum. They could go further. I'm not allowed to say it on this program, violating standards and practices and all that. But yeah, they would have really gotten off on it. I can say that much. And it reminds me of a story that came out either today or yesterday in the Washington Post about comments Trump has made behind the scenes, disparaging Black Americans, Jewish Americans, and all of that. And one of the defenders of Trump that was quoted said, well, look, it's not that he's a white supremacist or a neo-Nazi. It's just that he understands that there's a segment of base really a fan of that sort of thing. Like they do get it. They don't necessarily all believe that they support it. I would argue that if you are willing to ride the back of that sort of movement, that's the same as being a part of it. But they do get what their movement is. They do get it, and they're 100% right. They would have cheered and cheered.
Yeah, they would have. In fact, soon after that rally, Trump had a rally in Minnesota. Literally a day later, I'm sorry, he had a rally in North Carolina a day later. The rally he was speaking at when Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away was in Minnesota. So according to NPR, a day after the death of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg, chants of "fill the seat, fill that seat" broke out during President Trump's campaign rally in North Carolina. Yeah.
They're monsters.
What I think about a lot is there's this whole like wrestling match feel to Trump's rallies. I know that people feel like it's an entertainment thing, right? Like don't get me wrong, I'm not excusing them. They're awful. People who go to these events and enjoy this kind of rhetoric are awful. But I feel like it gives people an opportunity to tap into their worst urges, right? And we all have bad urges. Like we're not all perfect, obviously. But like, why can't their urges be like the kinds of urges we have, right? Like when I want to be a naughty girl, it's like, hey, it's 2:30 in the morning, I can't sleep. Should I go to that 24-hour donut shop and eat some donuts? Like those are the kinds of urges we want people to have. Like not the kinds of urges where you're like cheering on someone's death or encouraging armed militias to shoot and kill protesters.
Yeah. Do you really do that? 2 a.m.?
No, I mean, I think about it, but this week there was one night where I couldn't sleep, and at 2:30 I had a bowl of sugary cereal and it was delicious.
That sounds good. It seems like a lot of trouble at 2 a.m. because you got to put the bowl. Anyway, yeah. You look, and if you're I'm not saying that there's no one that I would cheer the death of. I'm not one of those people. I can think of a few, but they have to be pretty awful. RBG? Like, can we not evaluate the target of the booing or the cheering in this case and evaluate how horrendous it is based on that? Like, if a notorious terrorist dies, a lot of people are gonna cheer that. If some actor you're not a fan of dies and you cheer it, that's worse. I feel like that's worse. And RBG, you can like not like her, you can wish that she was conservative or whatever, but it seems hard to like fantasize about her death. I don't get that.
Yeah. All right, well, that's what we've got for you guys. Everyone check out John's show, The Damage Report, every weekday, every morning, 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. Eastern. And John, thank you for doing the show with me as always. Any final words before we go?
No, we got Rashad Ritchie on the show tomorrow. Should be a lot of fun. Everything having to do not with the news anyway. That's going to be what it is. But definitely, tune in.
Thanks for watching the Young Turks. Really appreciate it. Another way to show support is through YouTube memberships. You'll get to interact with us more. There's live chat emojis, badges. You've got emojis of me, Anna, John, JR. So those are super fun. But you also get playback of our exclusive member-only shows and specials right after they air. So all of that, all you gotta do is click that join button right underneath the video. Thank you.